Chuck isn't here today. He's with his father celebrating his birthday today. So shout out to Uncle Car Salesman. Hope you have a good birthday. And hopefully you guys enjoy episode 10, St. Joseph Tennis Team. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Breakwaters podcast. Special edition. We got a chop-up session with the St. Joseph Tennis Team. My guys, how you guys doing?
What's up? Nothing good.
Doing good.
Thank you guys for coming on. So
Thank you for having us on.
Thanks for inviting.
Yeah, in fact, thanks for having us on.
No problem. I always have to bring the boys on for an episode. You guys know that.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. The story of how I got to. Everybody knows me that I'm a baseball kind of guy. Story about this. You guys know the story, but I'll tell all the viewers out there. It's that I was cut from my high school team. Very unfortunate. I really wanted to play. But all my Greek friends were like, yo, come on and play tennis. I'm like, the girls don't watch me play tennis. What's the point of going to tennis? They're like, no, it's fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So I was like, let me check to see what it's about. And then I loved it. Fell in love with it. And like, yeah, definitely like no tryouts. I'm like, perfect. No tryouts. It's great. It's awesome. Yeah, let's get right into it. So we got Anthony here on my left. He's looking fresh. He got the shirt and tie on. You're getting along. He's a baseball guy, so he's chop up about the baseball. He's a Braves fan. You see, this guy likes weird teams. I don't know why.
I don't know if Atlanta's weird. You know, they're right next to us.
They're all right.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
New to the team last year. Obviously, stuff happened, COVID. Right into it, but you're one of the exciting players. Like you were really, really good in practice. Like our coach was looking at you to start some of the games. Like you held your own for a pretty good play. I gotta give you props, man.
Yeah, thank you. I showed up. I was only there for a couple of practices, and then everything was shut down. So, like was said earlier, I kind of got the gear, and then never got to play. But it was an experience. First time going up against some of the people who've been playing for a while. But like you said, I think I held my own. I had a good time. I'm waiting for next year. I'm ready.
Fun, me and you. That's it. The lone soldiers.
Yeah.
And then I might show up as a co-coach.
You got Sean too, though.
Yeah.
He's got all the eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
You got Sean, yeah. Sean, speaking of Sean, he's looking fresh out here. You got the man bun on, the beard. You're looking like Bo Bichette. My man, like Bo Bichette out here. He's like one of my. If I had to do an underrated player for this team, I'd give it to Sean. Man, he didn't know anything about tennis coming in. We had to show him the work, show him how to run the team. He didn't know how to do it. I had to show him a couple of things. And I remember the yeshiva game at home. That was one of your best games. I remember that. I was like, that was Sean's best game. And the ref screwed you that play. I was like, and we were talking about it the whole ride. I'm like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that got me tight. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, that was definitely my best game. I think I made one kind of iffy call saying that it was out and the other kid didn't think it was out. And the whole game after that, anytime it was even close to the line, he would just call it out. But, you can't do anything about that. You just got to keep playing your best.
Of course. That's what I like to hear, man. I can go to Israel. He's our big brother on the team, on our team last year. He came back last year and he was a senior. So I really appreciate you coming back for the squad.
Yeah, I had to come back. I had to pull a fifth year, man. It felt right to go out this way, And unfortunately, COVID, kind of destroyed our stuff. But it is what it is. You win some and you lose some.
Yeah, he was. I remember that I was at this game, our game, and I was just like iffing around in practice. I like joking around. Everybody knows I like to have fun, joke around, and it was like, no, you got to take this serious. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not in high school anymore. I got really proved to be a great leader. He showed the path to the younger guys, and I really appreciate you
Yeah.
putting me under your wing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I think most people think I've played tennis like all my life. I'm going to be honest with you. I started playing like the sophomore year of high school. And it literally happened because one of these kids, shout out Vaso, he's the one who put me on. He's like, yo, come play for us. Back then the coach, he was Dan, he's like bald guy. And he's like, yo, just come play for us. We need people. I guess they were down a couple people. They're like, just come play, you don't have to know anything. I'm like, okay. So I just messaged the guy and he's like, you're in. And then the first game, I think I was just like watching. And then the second game was against like Rutgers. And one of the guys, he quit the team because I guess he was like working and he was busy with all the stuff. He was going to grad school. So he quit the team. And then he's just like, okay, you're in. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you're in. I only had like 2 practices in, and it wasn't even. And with just me, it was like 5 people. So we were down a person still, and yeah, I just played it, and I took a lot of beatings, but it definitely showed me. So I had to learn myself. So yeah, so like I say, everybody, and I think everybody here is like, besides Danny, is like pretty much new to tennis. So if I could do it, I think all of us could do it. With some hard work and dedication. And I think all of us showed that last year.
Definitely. Speaking of Danny, he's like, everybody doesn't know Danny. He's like our Roger Federer of the team. He carried the load.
Pretty much.
He's like our main player, like a LeBron, if you will.
Yeah.
He was like, he always come, he always takes it seriously. He always want to help. He was like, I remember we had a class together. I think it was journalism, and we were like, yo, we gotta practice before. He was like, we gotta get this done. Always took his craft seriously, always wanted to help his teammates out. Very great at him to do that. And just great leader. And I learned from the best.
Helping out like all my teammates.
Was my first year, we played against Sage, and like I had not won a game.
Sage is a college?
Yeah, Sage College. Yeah, so they were in the Skyline in 2017.
I remember that.
They went away. They went to some like other school upstate because they're like in Albany, and we played the last game of the season because it was like we had to reschedule a whole bunch of games because it kept raining and raining and raining. So our last week we had like 4 games in like 6 days. So we were all like super tired. And I'm like, yo, I have to beat this guy. Like, this team sucks. They were 0-7. I think they were 0-7 or they were 0 something. We had a win. I think we had beaten York, but they were just awful. And I was playing the 6. I'm like, yo, I gotta beat them. That's when Denise started to come in because that's when they took Denise because they needed one more person because we were down. We were only 5 guys. So they took Denise. And I'm like, I have to beat this guy. So, I toughed it out. I did my little, tap-ins and stuff, but I got the win. 6-3, 6-2. All it took was 2 sets. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite games.
That's what's up.
That meant a lot.
Yeah, I like that story. It's a good story. Yeah. Let's go to Danny. I know I was asking you before. What do you think is your best moment?
My best moment, we were playing against Bertus Magnus in Connecticut. Yeah, it's in Connecticut, and I was versing this one of their, I guess, best guys.
I remember this story. You love this story. I mean, told me like 5 times already.
I think their coach calls him like the Lion because he has like this mane, like hair back, whatever. And he had his parents watching his match. And it's probably his sister or 2. I was like dominating him, like I guess 6-2, 6-2. Kind of felt bad for the parents, but had to be.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then just like watching on my other teammates, like Denise was like on the court over, and I think Israel was playing at the end too, and Sean too.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a great story, man. That's good, Danilo. Danilo's always been close. He's been my cross country guy, so we always go way back.
So I don't know what's really going on, but I'm hearing people sharing stories in tennis. I don't have a story as far as playing tennis in college. A lot of my tennis gameplay came from in high school, sadly. I did cross country, guys. I'm so sorry I didn't get the chance to join the crew. I know Israel, you saw me when I
Yeah.
volleyball. So.
I don't know if you remember, I ran a race with you in cross country.
Yes.
And you too, George. That NJIT.
Yeah.
I'll tell the story later, but funny story.
Yeah, so that's how I met most people here, because they either see me across country or they see me running around the school doing stuff. So I don't have a tennis story per se for college, but I did have a good moment when I was in high school, against, like, it was these two. I don't know if you have ever encountered someone that just really thinks that they're the shit. Really think like, oh, we're the best of the best. So and what makes this story even more crazy, like, I don't want anybody to say any names, but if you ever had like a teammate that you really, really just like, they just tick you off in a certain way, well, that was my duos partner in high school. Mind you, this is high school. It's like, you know what they say, there's a statement, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's just say when we were going against that school, we just linked and we just wanted to decimate them. And I think like my coolest moment in high school is when like I aced their entire squad. Like they couldn't touch anything I served in. Like they couldn't touch it at all. And that was when I was doing the top spin and I was practicing the top spins. I called it the top curve when I was younger. I didn't know the word top spin, but I called it a top curve because it would always curve in, but it's actually a top spin. But I aced them like 2 sets, and they couldn't touch it. But they was just yappity, just talking and trashing. Oh, y'all school sucks. And mind you, our school just got the program too. Like they just introduced tennis to our school. It was Lithonia High School. And like, they was like, oh, we need players, we need people. And I always volunteer for stuff if I can. And that's what I did. But they was just talking, oh, your school shouldn't be here, this, that, and the third. And it was just trashing. And it wasn't like, black and white, anything. It was just, competition. It's competition. So they was just like, yo, y'all suck. Y'all new to this camp. Y'all the new kids. Y'all new blood. Y'all shouldn't be here. So it was just talking and talking. And then like us just trained, like it was within our first year, just trained. I'm just like, you know what? We taking them out. He's like, you taking them out? We taking them out. So we just linked and then we just got them. And then my partner, again, we never saw eye to eye on everything, but he was just, blocking everything, just on the net, just taking them down. So we beat them. And like, it was embarrassing for them. And then we just gave them a look, like, that Michael Jordan look, that they went home ashamed. But yeah, I think that was one of my best highlights. So we beat someone who was talking. So.
That's what's up. It's a good moment, man.
Yeah.
What about anybody else? Does anybody else want to share?
I mean, I really don't have any tennis stories because, everything got cut short on me. But I could give you like a baseball thing. When I was like in high school, I wasn't really playing, and I was going against Zavarian,
Yeah.
And they always thought they were the greatest thing on the face of the earth. They walk on the field, they think they're all this. So my school, we weren't winning, but I got thrown in the game. I was able to pitch a couple of innings. When you shut them down, they stop talking in the dugout. Things get quiet. So I was able to come in, throw a couple scoreless. I mean, we lost by a lot, but I did my job.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, man.
Sometimes the best way, like even if the entire game is a bust, beating that one person on the enemy team is always a good highlight.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, I would say let's get into the quick fire and all that, but I know it's gonna take an hour. I know nobody wants to watch an hour-long video, so we're gonna skip that, unfortunately. But if we're gonna do the NHL teams, the fellows are gonna let me know if they want to partake in the threes competition, and of course our NBA thing. I know, Anthony, you're a big baseball guy, so send me your all-time baseball team, and I'll put it on the Instagram. I'll put my baseball team, and whatever you guys could put your basketball or hockey, whatever you guys want. Let me know. I'll put it in the Instagram for all the fellas to check it out.
I'm a big baseball guy too. I'm a Mets fan, bro.
Yeah, see, you gotta send me that.
Those Mets stink. Jeez.
Shut up. We're-
Francisco Lindor, 341.
They're-
We got
they're-
100. Oh my goodness.
Listen, it was a risk. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
He'll
the
get
funny
hot,
part
he'll
is
get
like the funny part is like when you trade for him, like any other team would have traded for him, and he'd be batting like 330 right now. But because it was the Mets, he's batting like 140.
I mean, yeah, but we also didn't trade a lot. What do we give up? We robbed these guys, and also think about it. They're 18. Well, they're 18 and 14 now, but they're 18 and 14. DeGrom's on the DL. They're hitting like garbage, and you know, they've had a weird season. I'm not gonna lie, they've had a very weird season. But wins are wins, you know. So it's
Still
still,
in first
I
place.
mean-
That's all that matters.
and they're in first place too. Yeah,
Barely. Watch out for those Braves.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yo. All right. This concludes our episode. Thank you guys for coming on. Please comment. What's your favorite sport? I want to know your favorite sport. If you want the Xaverian tennis team, let me know. Comment down below. You fans out there, comment. I'm close with those guys too, so we'll get those guys on. You comment, and also I'm also on the cross country team, like Danilo over here. So comment down if I should reach out to those guys and put them on the show. So this has been our episode. I'll see you in a splash.